What's up, guys? This is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible that is business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. I like to talk about business on Mondays, so I wanted to talk about something that is really near and dear to my heart because it is something that I have gone through and experienced. I have been in the world of entrepreneurship since 2006. And one of my current businesses I have been operating for 14 years now, since 2008. And it has definitely been an amazing experience that I am 100% grateful for. But I wanted to talk about something that I don't know if a lot of people talk about it, and if a lot of people who are thinking about getting into being an entrepreneur and starting their own company and their own business, and you're thinking about, of course, making money. Most people don't get into entrepreneurship because they're thinking about volunteering their time, right? They're thinking about making money. But one of the things that I have not only learned, but I have lived, and it is in my heart, so it wasn't a very hard thing for me to do, even though I went through some hardships walking that walk and not just talking the talk. One of the things that you are going to have to do if you want to really be a successful person in entrepreneurship, a successful person in business, is that you're going to have to sacrifice and really be okay with doing that, sacrificing yourself in order to continue to grow and to have a sustainable business. Because this is what I mean by that. When I started my business, when I started many years ago, I didn't have any employees, right? And if you want to grow, it is really hard for you to grow to exponential growth if you're trying to do it all by yourself. It just doesn't really work that way. I'm not saying that you can't see any growth, but it's really hard to do that when you're trying to do it all on your own. So that will mean that you will have to build some sort of team. And I don't know how big someone wants to grow their business. And with that being said, the larger you want to grow, the more capable hands you're going to need on deck. And that wasn't what my thought process was when I started my business, but as I did have more thoughts about growing my business, I had to think about hiring employees. And that is something, especially when you have this perfectionist thing going on that I kind of do with being a Virgo and just wanting to make sure everything is done right, it's sometimes hard to delegate and allowing other people to take the reins, okay? So I completely get it. But hiring other people in my business is one of the things that's really helped me to be able to grow. But it was also something that unfortunately caused some issues in my business because not everyone has ethics, has morality, and not everyone cares about everyone. So this kind of goes back to what I was talking about with regards to sacrificing in order to grow. And for some, it may not make much sense because of what I'm about to share. But when I went through a period in my business when I was growing, I mean, I made the goals and I achieved them, and it was good. It was really good. But then, unfortunately, I had someone in the camp on the team that had an I. They spelled team with an I. And definitely there's no I in team, but there is an M-E in team. So they spelled team with an I, and they definitely took the me out of there and they made it about themselves. And so they decided that they wanted to steal from my business in order for them to make even more money than the great amount of money, honestly, that they were making, because they were making more working with me than they ever did previous to that. So when that happened, it caused my business to experience a deficit. And it was something that was not only unethical, but it definitely was a violation. And yes, I could have taken her to court, but I decided to not do that And one of the reasons why I decided not to do it was because I just didn't want to continuously be in that space of having to go back and forth with this person in court. If they decided to answer, some people, they don't even deal with it, and then you can get a default judgment. But either way, I would have won in court. I definitely did seek legal counsel, but I decided not to pursue it, because then I would just have a paper judgment that I wouldn't be able to collect on. And I just didn't want to waste my time trying to go after somebody to collect some money that I wasn't going to get, right? So I just decided to let go and let God. And I know that what you sow, you are going to reap. So that person will eventually reap that. But when that happened, I went through such a deficit. It was to the point where I had to make some decisions. And many people in business, they will, in order to cut costs and expenditures, and I get it, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but they will lay people off or fire people for the sake of saving the business. And I get that, but I cared so much about the people that were working on my team, I decided not to do that. And so I made sure that if anyone else was paid, they were going to be taken care of. And I put myself on the back burner. And I'm not saying that it's good to not look out for yourself. You really do have to save yourself first. But when you are a business owner, it's similar to the saying about the captain on the ship. If the ship is going down, the captain should be the first one to jump in order to save everyone else on the ship. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are in business who don't think that way. So they will sacrifice everyone else for the sake of saving themselves. And then down the road, whether it's a short span of time or maybe a longer period of time, eventually the business is null and void because they were only looking out for themselves. And I do believe that because I was looking out for other people before I was just looking out for me, myself, and I, it's really helped me to sustain and have a successful business, having a business where people really do enjoy working and want to work and are so grateful to be a part of the team. And I couldn't even pay for that. That means so much to me. And that is why I am so grateful that I can say after 10 years, that first employee that I ever hired is still working on my team. I believe that makes a huge difference when you want to look out for other people and you're willing to sacrifice yourself, even if it's for a short period of time, for the sake of saving the business and looking out for others and showing, not just telling people, but showing other people that you really care. Because people will always remember how you made them feel. They may not remember everything that you say, but they will definitely remember how you made them feel. And so I can say that that is one of the great things that has really helped my business to continue to not only just be in existence, but to be able to be successful in spite of everything that I've gone through, in spite of the betrayal, the sabotage, the theft, the pandemic, all of those things that just literally happened in that order. Literally in that order. So I'm saying that to say, if you really truly want to be a successful business person, you have to consider other people before you consider yourself. And I'm not just talking about employees. I'm also talking about those who are patronizing your business. Even though we know that literally the customer is not always right, like they say, but it's about how you treat them. It's about how you make them feel. So all of those things has really helped me to have a business that has amazing clientele reviews online. And I'm not saying that every review is a 5-star review. That's not any realistic business. If you've seen a business that has been in business for a long period of time and all they have is 5-star reviews, that's something to be skeptical of. But even though it may not be all 5 stars across the board, they're all positive that are legitimate. And the majority of the negative 1-star reviews, if anyone has any sense about themselves, they can read and see that that's just a person that had a chip on their shoulder, frustrated or pissed off because they couldn't get something that they wanted for free, or something unreasonable, or they're just unyielding. And those are the people that you can't help. And those people are everywhere, no matter what industry you are in. So sacrifice is one of those things that you have to be willing to go through in your business in order to really see a lot of success. So I hope this helps anyone that is listening to this video. If it is, I really hope that you would hit that like button, leave me a comment and let me know, and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay in tune with everything that is coming forth in the future. So guys, I really appreciate you being here. I am Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, here to share the Bible. That is business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So until the next time, I hope and pray you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.